Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols. I'm here to bring you your Nichols Worth, and today from Thomas Nelson we have a brand new release. It's the KJV end-of-verse reference in the red goatskin. Now this has been out in various covers before to include genuine leather and some leather soft options, but this is a new one and check it out. I absolutely love that Thomas Nelson is starting to visit all the colors. I love this red. This is the blue large print thin line. This is the green large print thin line in the limited edition. This one has the chain or the herringbone perimeter line here. And I was really surprised because this one, they only made less than 3,000 of these. But check it out. In this one, they also did the chain perimeter gilt line, which I thought was really nice. The corners look really nice and clean on this. So this is very well done. I love the black accenting the red. But when you look at this cover, there's all kinds of really nice things to really point out about it. Number one, this red is a really nice red, and I'm going to compare it to the fire brick red from Skylar. And while the fire brick red is a little more like bricky in the red, this is not like a really bright, obnoxious red. It looks really good. You can see that there is a difference in their colors, but they're both just a very, very nice red. And when it comes to quality of goat skin, I'm telling you, from the feel, just from touch, I'm not feeling any difference at all. And when you open the liner, of course you see the black liner here, the black liner here. The corners on this one, I mean, they're not perfect. So when you're talking about craftsmanship, I don't see a huge difference here. Both of them have really nice goat skin leather covers. Both of them have cowhide, really nice liners. The end sheet on the Skylar is probably maybe a touch nicer, but really not by much at all. When you consider the price point, that is where Thomas Nelson really shines. So these are just beautifully done. The gilding on this thing is awesome. And check it out. Ready? Dun, 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 dun. One of my favorite things in a Bible is indexes. I think when indexes are well done, they are beautiful, and you don't see them in a whole lot of premiums. So to have this indexed, and check out that art gilding, that is just gorgeous. I love indexes, especially when they're well done. Look how clean the punches were done on those. It's not all wavy and gaudy looking. That's just beautifully done. So this is excellent work. Of course, you have your spine with the raised hubs. You have the stamped in Holy Bible, King James Version, Thomas Nelson. You do have your perimeter stitching. Now, one thing I wish Thomas Nelson would venture into is go ahead and do some accents. I think that would look really sharp with either some gold thread or some black thread to really make that thread pop. Now, when you get into the layout, you've already seen it before. It's a 10-point font, and the typeface is by 2K Denmark. This is a single column, verse by verse, King James. Now, what really makes this layout stand out is when you look at the end of each verse, you're going to see your references right there. So the verses and the references are together. The notes are on the bottom of the page, and that's a really good setup here. You have your notes kind of out of the way, you have your references at the end of each verse in a verse-by-verse layout. There is a little bit of margin space here, but not a whole lot, but this is a personal size. This isn't a full-size Bible. When you compare it to a full-size Bible, for example, the thin line, and you do a size comparison, you can see it's not a whole lot smaller, but probably 3/4 of an inch all the way around smaller, but it is also going to be thick. This is a little bit of a thick daddy. But as far as a hand-sized, personal-sized Bible goes, this is really sharp. This goat skin is nice and floppy. Kind of comparing it to the brown. The brown goat skin, now this is the NKJV end-of-verse reference. It has a very similar layout where the verses and the references are together at the end of the verse. But what really makes this different is this goat skin. See how that goat skin is really stiff? It kind of tends to kind of raise up like that. I don't know why that is, but most of the brown goat skins in the Premier Collection tend to be just a little bit more rigid and stiff. I don't mind it, but that is something to keep in mind. This is nice and floppy, just like the blacks, just like all the others. It is outstanding. So now, when you get into the poetic settings, of course, you're not going to see that much of a difference because this is in a verse-by-verse layout. But when you get into the New Testament, this is going to bug some of you, but Thomas Nelson is committed to red letter. Now, if you're going to be committed to red letter, this is the great part about it. Their red letter is very, very nice. It is dark, it is crisp, it is consistent. This 36 GSM paper and the line matching really makes that red letter look good and dark. So there's really not a lot of issues with that. That overhead view on this thing is just beautiful. It does have a generous yap. So again, Thomas Nelson is starting to really push the boundaries. And for a thick Bible like this, I don't like a full yap. I like it about like this, just a little bit of a hair over a semi. That gilding just looks absolutely beautiful. 3 double-sided satin ribbons, just absolutely gorgeous. They slew this project. They absolutely killed it. I love it, and I cannot wait to see what else they come up with in their Premier collection. Keep bringing those colors. Keep bringing that extra sauce. This thing is outstanding. God bless you. Keep calm. Jesus Son. This is your Nicholsworth.